Hi guys, I am Chessie, making a video partnered with Pvgna, and today I'm gonna be playing a solo queue 7.8k MMR game. The average MMR of this game is actually 7.6k, so this is one of the highest MMR games that you'll be able to find in Dota today. And this matchup specifically is gonna be Puck versus Invoker. There's like a lot of thought that goes into the picking process in picking Puck specifically because he's like a niche pick. You can't just pick Puck because you want to play Puck. You're not going to win games doing that. So specifically just for Puck, you want to have the extra carry potential on your team, which I have in this case in Terrorblade and Legion Commander. So I have two carries to back me up. I'm not going to be having to do any heavy right-click lifting in this game. And also another reason why Puck is really good here in this case is because they have a lot of stuff that I can dodge, which I'm gonna showcase during the course of this game. But in the laning stage, when you're playing against heroes like Spirit Breaker and Disruptor as their supports, pretty tough to survive if you're playing a hero that has no escape mechanism. But Puck kind of excels in that regard. And little trouble here in the start of this game as I didn't get any tangles pulled, which you definitely want to do. These are the standard starting items as long as you get your tangles pulled to you. I'm going to be scaling my phase shift level 1 here because I have a ward up on their high ground. So I see exactly what's going on here, so I want to be dodging the lash stun in order to pick up this bounty rune so they don't manage to steal that somehow. Immediately gonna be buying a salve with the courier that I'm ferrying out to myself here. Another thing to note when you're using the courier early in the game, now I'm seeing Disruptor here on the bottom lane. So I know that he's not gonna be sniping my courier, but otherwise what you wanna do is send the courier around like this to make sure that there's not gonna be a support lurking in the woods here to snipe your courier. But since I see the supports on the bottom lane and I see both of the heroes in the top lane, I know that that's not going to be a problem. So what I'm trying to do here in the beginning, which I managed to do very well against this Invoker, is to have the lane controlled on my side of the hill. And starting out with some good last hits here. Having the lane control like this kind of ensures me that if he wants to trade auto attacks with me, I'm going to be able to both I can dodge his hits and he can miss since he's on the low ground. Plus, since I have I missed the archer there with my orb. But plus, since I have the advantage up on my hill, it's very hard for him to like run up in my face and try to deny my creeps. And then when I finally do get the creeps pushing into his tower, his invoker, so he doesn't have a lot of damage, and in the beginning that is, so he's gonna have a hard time last hitting on the tower. So I'm already off to a very good start here, and as you can see on the second wave, getting up to my hill again, so having really good lane control. And what you want to do specifically against Invoker when you're playing Puck is that you want to be shooting his Fort Spirit as much as you possibly can. He denies it off there, but it's still going to give me some sort of XP. And whenever he summons the Fort Spirit, you have to deal with it, because otherwise he's going to have his own damage, which is like 50-60 damage, and then he's going to have 30 additional damage from the Fort Spirit in that case, so definitely want to do that. Here I'm pushing out the wave and orbing aggressively for last hits, and meanwhile I'm using my right click ability onto Invoker to pull creeps backwards so I can actually get these last hits. So now I'm with a full wave here under his tower. I'm able to play aggressively. I'm able to keep attacking his Fort Spirit, which is gonna result in Invoker having a much harder time getting last hits properly here. And another thing you have to keep in mind is that every single time that I kill his Fort Spirit, I'm gaining a little bit of an XP advantage, a little bit of a gold advantage in this lane. As soon as I have my 660 gold up here for my bottle, I'm ferrying out the bottle as soon as I possibly can, so the bottle is running out right now. And at this point I have to like decide if I just want to run for the rune or not, because I know that there's two supports in the top lane, so they couldn't possibly have taken the rune top. So what I'm gonna do here is just orb those creeps out. I'm actually gonna go for this last hit too, because I see that no one else can actually go for this rune right now. Getting first blood in some other lane. He's also sending his Fort Spirit to the rune, so I had to make like a judgment call there if I should orb to the rune to pick it up, or if I should just wait it out, which I did. So here I see I have a haste rune, he's going low, I have an orb up on him, gonna be able to... Very important that I'm gonna show you that again. Very important that what I just did there, it's like gonna give you an extra last hit or two on the Invoker. So what I do is that when I'm using this haste rune, I'm like trying to run in front of him every time I use an auto attack just to block him down just a little bit, so I can get some extra attack time on him before I reach the tower, which is crucial. Can be the difference between a kill or not, so I'm gonna show you again. So I'm orbing so that I'm in front of him, I'm using my haste rune, and every time I'm just running in front of him, attacking, running in front of him, attacking. That's important little trick that I'm doing there. He's using cold step on me on the tower, so I have to get out, very close to dying, and I also try to just stay on him here, just chase him down, because I know he's going to go on a salve, so I get his salve out, and now I know that he's low. This is a scary play, but I have to go for it, because he's going to try to juke me here. Another time where I'm going to go back and go into slow-mo there. So since I know for a fact that he's going to try to juke me here, he's not going to run the normal path. So this is something that you have to keep in mind. Like when he runs into the fog here, I don't know whether he's going down in this direction or if he's going up in this direction. So what you have to kind of think for yourself, what do you think he's going to do? If he were to just run back to base in a normal pace, he would 100% run this direction. But he's not. I mean, I don't think he's gonna take the normal path here, right? I'm gonna have to assume that he's gonna try to dodge me, which is also gonna be the case. So he's gonna be trying to run up here. I'm gonna call the juke, and I'm gonna orb up here instead of orbing down here. Which, if he does just run down here, like a 3K player would do for sure, then I'm gonna look really stupid having thrown my orb up here. But I'm playing against a good player. This is Justin from Complexity. I know for a fact that he's not going to take the easy path out. He's going to try to juke me to the best of his ability. And so I shoot my orb up here instead of shooting my orb down here, which is going to be able to net me this kill. And I barely make it out. I actually have this Forge Spirit chasing me for a little while here. And another thing you have to keep in mind when you're playing against an Invoker is the Sunstrike. So he will always have the Sunstrike potential. How much damage does this Forge Spirit have? I had 40 health, has 32 damage. I wouldn't actually have died to that. And now I know Sunstrike is coming out, so I actually try to take cover with using my phase shift there. Very hard, because the rank 1 is 0.75 seconds window, but I both try to juke it out a little bit, and I both try to shift it to just in case. But I end up getting away with the kill there and surviving. Another little neat trick that Earthbreed did for me there is he TP'd from his fountain out to the tower where I'm standing and waiting for him with my bottle. And as he TP's in, you can actually give him your bottle, because he's still gonna have the fountain buff on him, so the bottle will get refilled when he TP's in. Something that you should be abusing a lot as a mid player whenever your supports are able to help you. Again, he's being a little careless with his Forge Spirits there. This adds up. This adds up a lot, so I'm gonna be getting an XP advantage from that. And another thing that's important to note with Puck is his low mana costs on his spell. So the damage to mana ratio that you actually get from using your orb is very good. So you want to be shooting your orb as much as you possibly can to whenever you can hit him pretty much. And here I'm dropping my bottle and putting it on the courier, sending it back to base for a refill, so that I can stay healthy in lane with health and mana.